That's it, yeah. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. All right now. Let me tell you something. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. Yeah. Hardy hard, bitch. That's it, yeah. I'm on a plane, ho. The way I be flowing just like the ocean waves, you gon' need a raincoat. I done took the horn straight up off the devil card, nigga, I'm the great goat. Knock your ass out, the only stars you gon' see the ones up on the rainbow. Yeah. I'm that shit that fill up the pamper. The world's so fucked up, we can see some killers on camera. Been to New York, Philadelphia, and I jumped in Atlanta. At the roof on fire, Uriel, hold the ceiling for ransom. I'm on your helmet like dandruff. I ain't from Chicago, but I've been in the drill. God's MC, nigga, we don't really give a fuck how many niggas you kill. How you pay for everything else in the world, but you forgetting your bills. I ain't from this reality, but you know Uriel, he been in the field. Yeah, now why you laughing at me, ho? I'm about my cheese and nachos like a bag of Doritos. Outlasting libido. Fuck you all night, I need a cast for my pee-ho. Drop that ass to your knees, ho. That's it, yeah. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. Yeah. It's the flight boss, bitch. I've been around the world just like the solar system. I got way more knowledge than Nikola Tesla. Before it all unfolded, you got folded with them. They using signs and symbols, create omens with them. Your crystals and your gems is like some glowing prisms that represent that spaceship that your soul is whipping. Yeah. As above below, you know the stars watching. That is why a motherfucking star walking. Yeah. I'm in a starship in space. No, I ain't rockin' fucking plane, but you know I go hard in the pain. Fuck with Uriel in the daytime, it's gon' get darker today. Like Moses was parting the sea, I put a part in your face, yeah. Now you need some milk and some minerals. How your face looking like Michael Jackson outfit with the zipper coat. How your ass sounding like James Brown, you ain't listening to Mystical. I'm playing ring around the rosy with your hoe, she got you wrapped around her finger roll. And that's it, yeah. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. That's it. Let me tell you something. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. I be going hard, bitch, flying in my starship. Yeah. That's all, bitch.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Transit Talk. We're going in yet again. But for real, this is not a drill. The topic of this just came spontaneously. There was something else I was going to say, but this is a huge, that has a lot of layered meanings. This is a huge theme here, namely, this is not a drill. Wow. This is not a drill. This is not a drill at all. That is a huge theme of a lot of this transit talk relative to the counterattack coming into the first boss battle of June that these slimy, dumbass motherfuckers in the form of cowards and people who just think they're whatever, even though they're not, You know who fits the shoe of that in your life. And this is getting ready to complete what started in June, triggered and actually broke through in September, and is completely breaking through now, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and give yourself a clap. Go ahead and give yourself a clap. Evidence of this, if you want me to prove this right now, I want you to think about the programs your brain was running 6 months ago, okay, with passive aggressive manipulative tactics to bombard you with irrelevant opinions, to passive aggressively guilt trip you or inhibit elements of your function that you don't even care anymore. Because since Virgo season, we've had receipts reinforce our position. See, Gemini season, updated with all the years that have happened, have given you an initial stance that you took. It was the sword you took into the first boss battle to feel that way in Cancer season. And it was your initial approach towards a lot of the Neptune square bullshit that you know in your life, anything that people were lying to you and bullshitting you about. And of course, that initial stance you took towards the passive aggressive manipulation to insult your intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I called this the Heart Ascension Showdown. The extreme intensity through Scorpio season of the delusion that has been exposed more than ever for what it is evoking pure hatred towards those that refuse to accept reality. You can't take any of this personal. You just embodying authenticity. You're going to catch strays because now these people post receipts of Virgo season have come into the light in Sagittarius of facts that have always been real. So the facts come out Virgo season, and then there's a synthesis period over 4 months to Sagittarius that gives you understanding of facts that initially presented relative to the last 3 months were instantly twisted, but now we have more evidence. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you say, hold on, Gemini season was where you called bullshit. And then you got gaslighted insanely with everything culminated Cancer season. That was your first boss battle. Boss battle. Oh, I'm going in. You know, these transit talks are a banger. But then Virgo season happened. We finished the integration. And we came bearing receipts. If you can, so before I move forward and talk about the breakthrough arc of Libra season, if you came bearing receipts, September, I want you to just comment exclamation mark emoji right now. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Because the way that this was set up is to where certain people got jeopardized just from releasing facts. Certain people got jeopardized just for releasing facts. You would think that they said something offensive or a lie. No, they just said facts. And certain people, you know what I'm saying? So for you to still share facts and risk certain relationships and opportunities, congratulations. We have to make sure this is clear, especially if you're a Virgo. You were just factalitying everyone. Okay, listen, this is not a joke. The Neptune opposition to the Virgo transit was you not only revealing facts, but the extension of your gaslightedness or gaslit nature. And I'm not overusing that term, specifically gaslighting. Multiple layers of deceptive illusions down to people agreeing and disagreeing, and both of them are gaslighting you. You know what I'm saying? In very subtle, nuanced ways, not to where you're a victim. It's like everyone's gaslighting me. Some people aren't even necessarily aware of the narratives that they uphold unknowingly, to which they inadvertently gaslight you too. And they may not have anything against you. Okay, this is very huge. The Neptune opposition in Virgo season was you presenting facts and being completely denied. A literal denial, a Neptune delusion denial, to be like, that's not what that fact means. Having you like look at it like, bitch, what? What do you mean? Don't worry. Every single one of you that commented an exclamation mark, I have a prophecy, and it's not really a prophecy. This is just science. You are going to be saying, as you're already saying, I told you so. This is it. This is it. Do you see Mercury? Do you see Mercury Okay, do you see the sun and Venus and Sag? That whole Sagittarius is the last light transit. That's like the I told you so, bitch. All the receipts is coming up. Like, remember how you said this was a bitch? I told you so. You was talking that shit for all these years. But what do you know? I told you so. The amount of you here who are gonna be hitting that hoe. Every dog, you're about to go to your Thanksgiving dinner. Do you know when you're about to go to your Thanksgiving dinner? Like, remember how I told you last year this and you said that, but now it's this. I told you, yo, this holidays was the victory you've been waiting for your whole life. And it's a whole tour. It's a whole I told you so tour, all Sagittarius season, baby. And it's not even that, right? It's not even that, right? Okay. That's just the beginning of it. Like, it's gonna feel at first like, I told you so, and that's it. No, ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole Pluto Aquarius transit. This is just the beginning of the rabbit hole. It's like, well, you were right about that, so what else were you right about? And it's just an avalanche of everything. Just now, I'm saying it like this, but I don't necessarily want you to see this as all the information that you were in question or criticized about is going to be accepted and people are going to finally be like, oh, you were right. Because don't underestimate the denial of the average individual who refuses to accept first themselves and reality. So what you're immediately going to sense, see the Gemini square 6 months ago, the Gemini square to Neptune 6 months ago is Donald Trump running for president. I'm going to, you're for this example are Donald Trump. Okay. You for this example are Donald Trump. And Gemini season is you announcing your presidential bid. Like, hey guys, I'm going to run for president. And now the Neptune square to Gemini is everyone calling you racist all of a sudden. Like, bitch, you didn't say I was racist when I did The Apprentice. Like, where'd all these articles? Like, what the fuck? Like, I thought y'all were cool with me. Cool. Virgo season is when you start pulling receipts like, oh, y'all are human traffickers. Like, you guys are done. Like, I'm about to actually be elected. Like, we have stats to show that I'm killing y'all in the rallies. But the Neptune opposition is, oh, this dude is Trump is delusional. Like, he thinks he's not gonna win. Like, the Neptune opposition in Virgo season is everyone in the world saying this dude thinks he's gonna win. Trump's not gonna win. That's you, Virgo season. But like, you're giving people receipts though. It's like, bitch, I'm killing the rallies. These people love me out here. Look at the facts. Look at the facts, bitch. Like, I'm going to be president, ho. Like, I'm going to be president, bitch. Like, this is just it. Bet. Sagittarius season is where Donald Trump actually wins presidency, 2016. The level of denial is different. We want to highlight the level of denial in the Sagittarius level versus the Gemini level. The Gemini level is the initial idea, you think you're going to be president. The Sagittarius level is he actually won. No, this can't be. I can't accept that Donald Trump is president. No. Meanwhile, he's saying, I told you so. I hope you have your chords ready. Listen, this is not a joke. This is not a joke at all. This square that we have from Jupiter to Sag is fundamentally changing how people perceive everything in light Sagittarius of the Gemini Mars truth. That retrograde is reevaluating how you communicate and move forward, because everything that people said was A but was B, now they're realizing A is A and B is B. So it's literally a retrograde backtrack. I have to emphasize the emphasis of the opposition of Venus and Sag, which is the goddess of beauty and feminine, and the god of war Mars and Gemini. Okay, you'll even see this more in culture and popular culture. We saw this very highlighted when Venus was in Virgo and Mars was in Gemini shortly after Andrew Tate got banned off of social media, which we have to reference and highlight because of his influence with the whole manosphere and the whole emerging social cultural movement of men going their own way, but also women and their movements, trans rights and their movements, LGBTQ. I know that's part of trans rights and their movements. All of these represent social movements, commentary, okay? From the masculine in both men and women, you're seeing a much more intellectual approach of just speaking straight truth. But from the feminine, you're seeing a more creative approach that is a lot wilder, a lot more controversial, but a lot more visual, a lot more symbolic. Okay. So it's that classic case where the masculine is being too much in their head and intellectual, whereas the feminine is being too passionate and wildly ruled. And it's going to be an all-out bloodbath because Neptune is going to be in between instigating. So Mars and Venus are wanting to align and understand each other, but Neptune's going to be like, oh, wow, Venus, Mars really did say that. You're going to let Mars get away with that? Oh, Mars, Venus was talking shit. And it's like not helping. It's not helping. So be very mindful because you might be caught up in a social cultural argument or conflict that has nothing to do with you, but people will start asking about it. That's pure speculation, but I'm giving you that imagery to give you an idea of how to see this mathematical opposition. I want to highlight this transit right here is super important. In fact, let me actually explain how. First of all, I want to once again remind you this is the integrity tour through the second boss battle from August, Leo season, where you went on stage and performed your talents, to Sagittarius, which is the final breakthrough of the I told you so. Let me tell you something. This King Kunks of Sagittarius to Taurus is the unexpected, unconventional manifestation of this awareness in your reality, where the Uranian awakening and sudden manifestation, given its causal trans-Saturnian nature in Taurus, 6th house to the Sag sun, what that means is your vision instantly manifesting in your lifestyle. Okay. And so what that induces is an unexpected turnaround and change, Sagittarius, of what you're experiencing for real in context of certain things that you would have never expected you to be saying to other people. I told you so. That square to Neptune is this perpetual fog that almost feels like you're stuck in this never-ending loop, and you'll always kind of feel misunderstood, or there's certain things that you're communicating that other people pretend or just really don't understand. That illusion is dispelling so much more. There's an unexpected, like there's certain things that you may have expected. One day you'll know you'll be right. And this is where it happens, but in the most unexpected way. Like some of you will be mind blown. Like certain people who you might have spent years arguing with about a certain topic are coming to you like, yo, this is what it is. Almost expect a lot of people and a lot of things to be presented to you like they're the ones who came up with it. And a lot of it will be their own pride to compartmentalize subconsciously that you taught them anything or like benefited them with anything. So if you're not hip, it'll be very slick. Like certain people will present information to you that they previously called you conspiracy theorists or weird for presenting, but like they discovered it. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, nigga, what? Wait, hold on. So this is probably already happening to some of you, but it's twisted. It's twisted though. It's not like the way you said it. So like if you're to be like, I told you that, I'd be like, no, but you believed this or whatever. And it's like, bitch, it's the same thing. That's just a pride issue on their part. Don't take it personal. But that's where it's like gonna be mad unexpected. Okay. another issue, and this is very important, because after Mercury comes out of Capricorn and Venus is going to go into 5 of Swords, Aquarius. Okay. So with that being said, if you take the nuance of what I'm really saying, it's really speaking towards this whole notion that, is it about being right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could think that, oh, just be the bigger person. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. But if you look at the notion of what I was saying, it's almost as if a lot of this transit is going to bring to a head a lot of arguments, almost as if it's about being right. And you can, that's actually wild. Yeah, in a way, yeah. So yeah, my bad. This definitely speaks to this sense where you can think, is it really about arguing with people and making them see your point of way and having to be right? Is this really about, why do you have to be right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to make this about being right? Why do you have to be right? You're going to be hearing this a lot. You're going to be hearing this from people who you're just blowing their back out and just murdering them with facts. Just being like, hey, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. And so when they tell you, oh, why do you have to be right? It's gaslighting in the sense where when you were arguing with them before, they didn't take into the fact that they leveraged certain things to inconvenience you, that they also argued with you, that they also said, I told you so, when they didn't tell you anything. It's very, very, very manipulative. And because you whooping that ass with facts, that's really the only, like, that's the best you'll get to people at that stubborn acknowledging. So no, that's gaslight. It's not about you being right. It's about you establishing victory over an extended conflict. Okay. This is very important psychologically, which is what this Scorpio season prepared you for, because it's not as simple as just being told to get over something that you disagree with someone. They're in very symbolic and psychological ways. Many of you have been raped without even being touched. Like, many of you have been raped. Many of you have been very much so violated. Raped in the sense where you're forced to do things that you don't have to do, but because you were hand pulled or peer pressured or guilt tripped by other people who insulted your intelligence, you had to do it. You should have never had to do any of that bullshit. And I'm not talking about the pandemic stuff. The pandemic stuff is just a symptom. I'm talking about across the board, because a lot of this narrative is driven for at least a decade. And so when I say this is a hard Ascension showdown, you are claiming victory over that bullshit. Like, many of you played your part in this collective. And this light period is going to be you calling bullshit and saying, I told you so. And the polarizing opposition of this means it's not in some bullshit collective way where everyone's right or we were all wrong. No. No. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're either hot or you're cold. You're not like lukewarm. It's not like that. And this is where, with the Pisces square, if you allow outside influences, as squares and oppositions are outside influences, to twist the meaning of what you're establishing, then you'll basically let them turn your W into an L, your win into a loss, which it can't be truly, but it'll just cause unnecessary anxiety and stress. Versus if you just, the entire transit from today, November 15th, where this really started, to, of course, the end of this transit, December 10th, just whoop out your metaphorical dick or whoop out your titties and just be like, I told you so. I told you so. You lied or you were wrong. I told you so. This is going to be a showdown because it's going to require some element of accountability. Before we go into responsibility and Pluto of Capricorn, that's going to make extreme transformation. If there is not some element of accountability, you're not going to be able to move forward with some people. Even if you try and sweep it under the rug, vibrationally, you'll just drift apart. So that's the nature of this confrontation. None of this is done forcefully. All of this is done by you just expressing the truth and your truth and allowing what happens to happen as it should. Okay? Because some of you are really about to be tit slapping, but Jesus. Woo! Trust me, when I say unexpected quality, there's no room for doubt or error. Just like there's no room for doubt or error that President Trump won the 2016 elections. And so that Neptune square to Sagittarius is representative to he colluded with the Russians. He colluded with the Russians. Like, that's why he won. Conspiracy theory. So, like, there you go. So this is where you're going to be breaking through because you're not being held back by this dynamic. By the time that they're accusing you of colluding with Russians, you already had a 4-year term. Yeah, they might have rigged. Okay, I'm not gonna go forward, but you know what I'm saying. Like you already moved forward. Okay, now I'm using that as an analogy because it really represents you as a controversial figure, an individual, sovereign and independent, relative to your ability to make your own decisions and take accountability for those decisions. Because making your decisions anyone can do, but taking responsibility is what gives you great power. Ow. And yeah, other than that, what I want to highlight here in the significance of this opposition, this is a definitive completion, guys. When we saw these lovers get together last was in Dreamland Pisces. Remember, they were traveling, I think, from Capricorn before Venus got a little bit ahead. Yep. Venus and Mars have been having sex. Have been traveling together since early 2022. Just banging. Just moving forward. And so it's very, very ill. It's very, 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 very important to kind of highlight that when they were together, this conjunction cycle started with, the conjunction in Aquarius. And relative to, of course, the conjunction that activated in Aquarius this knowledge, we're finally completing it. I'm basically trying to highlight that before the retrograde in Gemini, Mars and Venus were conjunct in Capricorn, came in Aquarius, and then, of course, they're opposite in Sag. So what sparked there is now meaning is completion. Everything that kicked off in March, we're reaching the completion over the next month. This is more evidence of the I told you so that is on its way. Because after the opposition will come the third quarter square. So that period is you just coming into, wow, I told you so. Wow, oh my God, I told you so. Wow, I told you so. And then we'll come into that third quarter square and it's like, boom, this is everything that I told you so. Congratulations. Once again, it just sounds very petty. You know what I'm saying? It sounds very petty to just make this sound like this is all about you whipping out your dick and telling people that you told them so. And it's so ironic because this is really literally all about you just whipping out your dick and telling people, I told you so. I told you so. like, you ever just come into a realization like, a long time ago, I was told something that wasn't even true. Ooh, they told a lie to you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know what they told me, but I know that wasn't right. So I had to save my soul and tell the truth of my life. And they told me that I didn't know. And so now I say, I told you so. We just getting started. Don't worry, we just getting started. It's all good. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so inspirational. It's so inspirational. Yeah. Do you ever get gaslighted two times in your life? Do you ever get lied to by people who's supposed to be close to you? It can hurt when you tell the truth and it feel like it don't matter. It can hurt when you show receipts and all they give you is laughter. But it's okay, 'cause receipts save the day. And I had to let you know, bitch, I told you so. Remix! They try to lie to me. They try to tell me stuff that isn't true. They try to lie to me, hit me with facts, and lie to me and you. But them receipts came to say the day we told the truth. They said we lame, but we came with facts. Had to let you know. I told you so. 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 Now they looking at me weird and they look at me like I'm crazy, even though everything I said was true. Now maybe you lied to me. You lied to me. Now I pull your card, I pull receipts, I pull the yard, and you got nothing to say. I told you so. I said I told you so. You was talking that shit. I told you so. I was talking that shit. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Oh my God. Had to get that out. Woo. Oh, I see. No, see, if this was a Gemini transit, we would get analytical if it was in Virgo, but in honor of Sagittarius. Oh. In honor of Sagittarius, we might as well just. Do people just tell you things and they expect you to believe it? One time I told the truth. They told me you was crazy, tell me proof. And then I showed them proof, they said I'm lying. But now the truth came out, it's so divine. You don't understand what we went through. They told us that it was true, but it wasn't true. They made you get some stuff that you didn't need. And now we're seeing the disease. That was the wrong lyrics, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Because if you didn't know, the truth came out. And that truth, I told you so. I told you so. I told you the truth. You told me I was a conspiracy theorist, but I showed you the proof. You fronted on the facts till it came out in the mainstream. Now your face is mad because you know I was telling the truth. Because I told you so. And now you're so mad. And now you're so angry. And then you're like, how could this be true? How could I even believe you? And I'm like, I don't care, bitch, because I told you the truth and I'm the shit. I told you I hit that. I told you so. I swear I told you so. I was right about this. I was right about that. I was right about everything. I was right about my facts. This is such an emotional victory. I don't know what this means to me. This is so amazing. In the moment, I don't understand how much of a breakthrough this is, but maybe after 6 months I will. But it's all good. Because I told you so. Because I told you so. Oh no, I'm feeling it. Oh no, don't play. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. You understand? Like imagine like you will see. You will see. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We had this conjunction in March. What kicked off for you February and March? Okay. I know y'all hating. It's all good. What kicked off for you February, March? Then we had the first quarter square. So we have from March. Oh, so it really was the retrograde, huh? So we had from March to September. From March to September was the quarter square. So I know I'm the best singer in the world, by the way. I don't always share my gifts like this, but I just, in honor of Sagittarius, I just had to make these instant pop hits. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I Told You So tour coming soon, sponsored by Sagittarius. So we see that from March to September is the conjunction to the first quarter square. This is more so this activation of this creativity coming at odds. Venus is, of course, leading this transit here. So think about that date. Because then, of course, from September to now, boom, we do have the opposition, which completes the transit. So what started in March is complete December 2nd. And the reason why I have to say it like that is you're going to feel this. When the moon's there, you know what I'm saying? When the moon comes in the Gemini, this is something that you're visually going to see. It's very important to speak on like this because given the conjunction in Aquarius, it was behind Neptune. It's not something you saw. It was something that was more a higher concept. Then Mars and Gemini square the Virgo. This is still more mental, right? It's just becoming real. This was the integration leading into the breakthrough, which is now. This working opposition that is leading up here. Okay, Mercury and Sagittarius, by the way, watch the transit talk if you haven't, is 8 of Wands. So if you have it natally, that's one thing, but that whole transit speaks of blockages. So this is why everything is going to be developing fast and move quick. it doesn't really matter if your perception of time perceives this as quick. This is going to really be representative events that synthesize a lot of what's been happening since even beyond the past 6 months. But coming into a big culmination, it's really amazing. To give you the science of this, it really is Neptune and Jupiter at the end of the zodiac. So that's what's giving a conclusion here. This is a definite completion and break. Like, many of you are about to break through a personification and expression of your heart that's so authentically aligned to who you have been championing since Uranus and Aries in 2010. And it's going to, in like 1 week, it's going to just with the most authentic expression of your, it's not, see, the opposition here isn't about you arguing down people that, oh, my idea is right. It's not about you giving people like the beat down of a century so that they believe your belief. It's you showing by example. You're not going to have to really say anything, because just by you accomplishing what you're accomplishing, just by you showing what you're showing, your very presence is going to say, I told you so. Case in point, you won't even have to like argue with people that your career is meant to happen, in the sense where certain people may have felt like, oh, this person won't even have a job in 2 years. Meanwhile, you're more successful than ever. You don't have to argue with that person. Your actions speak for itself. Like, all this is being seen. And not only is all this being seen, the completion element here, opposite Mars, that we'll see in its highlight on the 1st and 2nd of December, while the moon's on Jupiter, by the way, so huge, is fundamentally completing the knowledge of what you activated with the full vision of what direction to move in. There's a level of clarity here that's going to fill you up with so much wonder, but it's not until Jupiter is in Aries that you'll move forward with it. And it's not until Neptune is in Aries that you'll have more, intuitive vision, let's just say, of what you are and what's even happening. Okay. Or what you are in all this. All right. So yeah, listen, these receipts in tandem are going to be very supernatural in quality, because for all intents and purposes, some of you shouldn't even been able to deduce 2 and 2, but the truth comes out. That's crazy. So, oh, I see what you mean, because I just do that. All right. So personally, I'm mainly flashing into your subconscious, but yeah. So there's a quality to this opposition that you can't put your finger on, because Neptune's there. It's like an invisible force that you feel but you can't see. So this completion is going to take you to a position where it's going to actually break through, in the sense that it will even actually put you in a position to be so confused because you won't necessarily know what direction you're going. No, but this opposition is going to be the precipice of completing, coming into an amazing awareness, but then having so much possibility in the way that you actually take this direction. Neptune square is like, we can do this. The possibilities are limitless. Versus if Neptune wasn't there, it's really limitless possibilities, but it's more emphasized. But because of limitless possibilities, there could be more proclivity to be too optimistic. So that's where you have to align with the truth, with the Mars and Gemini. Okay, so now we also see that relative to this, okay, this opposition is also, by this point, going to break you through the visual stimuli of every single superpower you've ever had since every lifetime. Boom. There are increasing levels of controversy in your ability to accept supernatural aspects of yourself, that because of Mercury's hand by hand walking with Venus, the connection between your brain and your heart is very fascinating. In that, of course, your heart pumps blood to your brain, and your brain enables your blood to basically pump, right? I'm sure it does it on its own, right? But it's connected in a sense where Mercury traveling with Venus is going to link your brain's ability to process this ascended consciousness. Ascended consciousness meaning the breakthrough into a higher understanding. Ninth house Sagittarius is higher education. So it's like getting a master's degree, and like your understanding of the world, the 10th house is ascended. So with that being said, the opposition to Mars is a very aggressive and delusional, spiteful, denialist approach towards the ascended authenticity and glory of Sagittarius. Shout out to the ninth house Sag Chad, that represents the proof in motion. This is going to really challenge, as this showdown, a lot of how you show up as yourself. And this is where you're not here to argue. Argument and deliberation and analysis was Gemini and Virgo. Okay. Sagittarius means you whoop out your big fat cock. Doesn't matter if you're a woman. And you say, I told you so, bitch. Like, that's it. There's a rawness, there's a vulgarness to this because of how your intelligence might have been insulted, and you are enforcing and stepping through and breaking through the sense. All right, you'll know how to do it relative to your own personality, but this is going to be so increasing controversial because it's with the square to Neptune and Jupiter changing collective dynamics forever. A square like this means that certain perspectives that were seen for a long time, now relative to the transit since 2012 and then more since 2020, are completely being broken through and changed forever. At the end of the Pisces, it means the end of certain narratives. As Saturn leaves the narration sign Aquarius. Now, if we take this to an exorcism approach, with Chiron and Aries, the more authenticity you express, the more evil, demonic energy from individuals who reject your truth and the truth from you, which will expose more their true character. You have to just keep being authentic. This is where you don't have to hit anyone or fight anyone or argue with anyone. You just got to keep being yourself. You just have to keep being yourself. And you're going to step more and more and more into victory. So Mercury, as the magician, enables you an ascended magical ability to process every single one of your skills and abilities at this ascended level. You came into a higher perspective, and now your ability to clean the bathroom is analogous to this ability being a device. You are using a limited perspective and cleaning the bathroom with your toothbrush. Now this new superpower is still you. You're just using what you have in a more ascended way. You're not using a toothbrush to clean your bathroom. You're using you're not even using industry standard mops. You're using an advanced tool that does it on its own. This is the controversial nature of this. So this is the coolest part. This is why Virgo is so crucial. For those of you who have Virgo, or for those of you who practice Virgo mechanics, if you are consistent every day, this is why Virgo is the earth magic sign. This is what through detail and analysis has us track things. If you're not being consistent, you're not going to notice these details. But for those of you who have been consistent and committed to your dream, you've been Virgoing the Pisces, this is where you notice the crucial details of you leveling up. It's not so much a mystery. That's the difference between people who have Virgo and people who don't have Virgo. People who don't have Virgo are going to, at a subconscious level, experience evolution, but the square to Pisces would be very confusing to them. It'd be like, why am I able to hear or be more psychic like this? Versus those of you who've been practicing Virgo, you're going to notice market improvement. You're going to know why you're breaking through, because you're going to be like, wow, 2 weeks ago, my readings are not anywhere the level of what I've been doing last week, versus now a week, it's even better. Like you're coming into market improvement. And it's not that it builds up, it's that this push will be founded in a lot more grounded analysis. Now, this is contradictory to what I'm about to say. Grounded analysis doesn't even matter, especially with the Virgo. So at the same token, you don't want to attach to grounded analysis. You just want to use it as a marker. A marker. Another thing is the suspended state of your subconscious inability to accept aspects of your own brilliance. So you nerf yourself and you gaslight your own self. You're not conscious of this. It's not like you're like, oh, I'm going to gaslight myself. So there's a certain way through repetition you can look at what you do, and you unconsciously don't necessarily see it as important because there's a natural bias you have towards it. Obviously, you're doing this every day. So the fact that you're talking to magical fairies and you manifest synchronicities that show that these fairies exist outside of your imagination, and then divine cards that actually happen in real life, is normal to you. The fact that you're able to actually predict things that personally can't really be explained scientifically, that you knew what it is so normal to you because you've been doing it every day. Yeah, maybe at first it shocked you, but now this is a part of your lifestyle. You've been Virgoing it. And so this is where Sagittarius season is going to snap you back awake and make you realize, bro, you are channeling fairies and you are bridging heaven to earth. Nothing about what you're doing is conventionally normal. This is what's going to ascend your perspective and be like, oh, I'm magical as fuck. Like every single one of you about to have that moment. It's going to be like, especially since Gemini season, it's like, oh, wow, I'm working on my magic. 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 Oh, wow, I'm working on my perspective. Oh, wow, I'm working on my magic. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm super magic. It's like the ascended realization in light of everything that you've integrated and are now breaking through, which now really just speaks of an experience and certain events that kind of force you to accept and break through a lot of blockages psychologically. You went through Scorpio season of really how goddamn magical you are. Okay, so the Uranus North Node 6th house integration is going to be epic. And I'm so glad you brought that up. The 6th house integration, because what are we integrating? We're integrating the full moon. The 6th house integration is following up the 7th house opposition. The most significant thing that happened this year, in my opinion, is the full moon in Taurus. That completed the most significant eclipse of our decade. Even though every single eclipse after this one is going to be more impactful, more controversial, and so much more powerful, this, in my opinion, is the most significant eclipse because it provides the foundation for all the most extraordinary developments of our lifetime that we're going to see. And all this is dependent on how seriously you take yourself as an individual. And if you're going to let collective entities and authorities rape you for all you're worth so that you can have nothing, own nothing, and be happy. But for real, without trying to make that something, this is representative of the full completion of your ability to transform the function of how you harness latent power in your body. It's not the first time this has happened. It's not uncommon. It's just the nature of this in light of so many collective events is a mark, a landmark in collectively everyone's ability to do this. 6 months from now, when Jupiter goes into Taurus, everyone is going to be so much more aware of this collectively. It's happening now. If people who are advanced and not stupid understand this, yes, it sounds exactly as I said. But collectively, when you see this in your mainstream news, when Pluto is in Aquarius and things get extremely weird or extremely supernatural, and then Jupiter is in Taurus squaring that, That's when the effects of that, this is facts, this is facts, this is facts. This is when the effects of that actually play through during Saturn and Pisces, where everything happens. Saturn and Capricorns blossom their superpowers and we take over the literal world, every single one of us. And so that's going to create new levels, new devils, because now every single one, if some of us don't have integrity, that's a whole new can of worms. But that opposition completed the pipeline for you to harness this. You have latent energy in your body that you don't evoke. Your soul personally initiated you at the final level to evoke this. We can say theoretically since 2012, you've been initiated to this at layers, but it wasn't until 2016 and 2019 you started to see this. You started to notice patterns by 2016 that helped you understand how much deeper you're aligning with your soul. So this is the final level of course, this alignment process relative to these cycles. And relative to that, this is you finally completing and establishing the next 10, 20 years of what you can do with this. Joy Rosa knows exactly what I'm talking about because she's one of the pioneers and queens, the key mechanic that uses key through acupuncture. This is actually one of the most innovative ways in the new world. Like acupuncturists in the new world are going to be like celebrities and neurosurgeons now. There's a lot of holistic and spiritual jobs now that are not taken seriously that will be more in demand than the most high paying jobs. Like you will have more people looking for very experienced acupuncturists than engineers and medical doctors. That doesn't even make sense right now. Even if you take into the fact that certain people would think that it's easier to be an acupuncturist than it is to be a neurosurgeon. And that reflexology as a discipline isn't nearly as complex as neurosurgery or medicine. But that's not true because relative to greater breakthroughs and discovery, for example, when Joy Rosa is able to show more with her own research that her use of acupuncture is incorporating chi and energy that goes beyond what was taught in acupuncture, now the whole field of acupuncture and psychology and biology and chemistry is being reworked in light of all this new information and knowledge that has always existed. The whole concept of psychic surgery that has always existed, but now in light of new understanding can be proven, can be demonstrated real time. And it's not that it couldn't be demonstrated before. It's that it could be more quantified in light of awakening Pluto Aquarius new knowledge. Well, knowledge that's always been there. This is the greatest time of our lives. I mean, you can say that about many times, but this is now the cool part. Okay. This full moon unlocked your ability to harness your energy in supernatural ways. You know this is true because the level of synchronization and synchronicities and signs you just manifest at will relative to 6 months ago and again 6 years ago is off the charts. It's like not even it's not even recognizable. So let me tell you the best part about this. The next step here is integrating your ascended awareness that will change completely how you see your ability to harness this energy. Now that this is complete, the sixth house Virgoan integration, I'm so glad Colby brought up, is going to be you seeing Sagittarius in your physical reality, evidence of how you have been harnessing energy. And so this adjustment will allow you to integrate. It's like you're going to realize, oh, energy is flowing through me. Now I'm going to integrate the lifestyle of how I want to do it. that's really the start of this was really years ago, but this period is going to be one of the final breakthrough of the breakthrough arc of Libra, Scorpio, and Sag that's going to break you through your ability to harness this. And it's cool because many of you, like fire signs, who are pretty much the spirit of Ki and life force, you're already experiencing this. So it's like some of you already like using your aura to spark fire out or increase fire. So like this is just going to ascend you to that next level, but there's a hyper real quality to Uranus in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn that's going to awaken an unconscious development you couldn't have been conscious of. A lot of the stress that you released and leveled up in psychologically is manifesting itself in doing the same skills, but manifesting a disproportionate sense of results that's just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you broke through the ability to have telekinesis and you're moving it and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do it and it moves like this. And now the controversy is like, oh, he's moving his hand. But no, it's like you're actually moving it. Now it's not like in your head consciously, it's not like you did any extra practice. So you don't know why now you're doing it. And it's like, it just moves. It's just like, whoa, this is so much more powerful. That's Pluto, unconscious, and Uranus, trans-Saturnian, in these earth signs, making it hyper real. And so when the light of Sagittarius is going to manifest the Pluto and it's going to integrate the Taurus, that's it, baby. Mark me to that. The best part about this transit, my friend, is we already started. Like, as you can see, we're here. Venus is 2 degrees Sag, and there's no degree of this transit, like down to moon being in Virgo, my friends. Down to moon being in Virgo. The moon in Virgo is what's literally aligning the reality and analysis for you to already break through into how really you stumble into this. The opposition to Neptune means you don't even have to know what you're doing. Moon is king conjuncting the total knowledge in Saturn. So the synchronization of your alignment of your authentic self will lead you in like you're an actor in a movie scene to breaking this through. Because you've already broken it through. So this final level and breakthrough of synchronization is brought to you by the gods. And this is where we're going to get a little bit stranger. This is more based off of, you can say speculation. I'm going to say channeling. Venus in Capricorn and Mercury in Capricorn is ascending your superpowers. Okay. Post ascension of superpowers, Sagittarius is going to ascend the way you see, because by the time Venus ends in Sagittarius, now you're harnessing Ki in a practical way that shows you how to completely transform your lifestyle. It's like you're born again. After you die in Scorpio, it's like you're born again. You ascend. So you're going to see the direction to move into. You're like, oh, this is what I can do. And guess where you're going to do it? Capricorn. The final boss battle. Venus and Mercury in Capricorn is now going to apply this processing ability to send your knowledge to now apply this knowledge through actions that make this real. This is where the more you do, the more powerful you get. It's like leveling up a new ability or an ascended skill while you beat the final boss battle. I want to really emphasize that there is a hyper visual quality to your ability to see all of this. And it's going to shock and blow your mind relative to the Neptune square. The Neptune square is like laughing gas. If you didn't have the Neptune square, ascension of this quality theoretically could literally blow your mind. It could inundate you so much with how magical everything you're experiencing is, to the point of disassociating you so much with reality, you wouldn't necessarily take anything seriously anymore. So now that Jupiter is squaring with Neptune and Pisces, the universe is putting laughing gas on you. So as you're awakening, you don't necessarily, it's a very subtle, at a very subconscious level, your critical mind is that much more dulled to certain things that realistically should freak you the fuck out. Like a transit like this is going to have you completely at peace with the fact that you kind of predicted something super specific, or you kind of saw a ghost, or like you knew someone was going to call you and they called you. Normally that would induce a reasonable sense of shock to the mind, but instead you're just going to be talking to that ghost like you knew them your whole life. Or you're just going to be like, oh yeah, you know what, I literally have proof. I literally wrote down 2 minutes ago that you're going to call me. I'm going to text it to you. Like, that's the subtle nuance of the Pisces energy that expands you beyond what is considered normal, or expands you beyond your ability to associate or attach too much to anything physical. Either way, it's going to be hella delusional. But not only is it going to be, but it's weird. The delusion isn't going to be illusions you see. It's going to be how reality is changing itself around you to facilitate this nature of ascension. In other words, if you were in this box, Venus and Sagittarius is going to ascend your heart out of that box. And now, because your perception is out of this limited box, now reality around you is having to shape to how you're seeing this newly. And then you're going to move in that direction. Congratulations, you earn this, you deserve this. So so that was the scientific basis of everything I wanted to say. I showed you, of course, the chart here. So relative to that, now I'm going to get into the real juice. So basically, scientifically, we know objectively you are ascending your experience. I know I'm saying it's an I told you so tour, but objectively speaking, you are ascending the experience of your expertise and everything that you have developed concerning your heart's ascension and ability to operate at your highest level with full alignment, integrating this breakthrough of your supernatural abilities in order to create your higher self real time. Some of you in the maintenance form, others of you for the first time. Now, this is where I'm going to channel the rest of the video. This message is sponsored to you by the gods. Now that we are coming into the collective God level zodiac signs, you are going to be courted or guided by a specific God or eternal concept or deity. You are being in a position where you're going to be in constant contact and communication with an extra dimensional force that exists beyond the 3D you live in. And so as a 5D and above being, whereas you will talk to a 3D structure with the fullness of who they are in 3D, this higher dimensional being will give you one message through different mediums, through numbers, through people echoing that same message, through songs. These gods can express their essence overlapped on 3D in sequence with synchronicities to connect with you. The reason why this is going to be as easy as breathing is because many of you are going to come into the final understanding of you being an avatar of these gods or God or expression of your higher self, or you operating on behalf of this being, perhaps to link to another or to spread a message or to fulfill a karmic contract or to break through in your destiny. This is going to bring into a culmination the fact that you have been dealing with this God. I'm going to use the word God as a term. You don't have to use that term, but the proper term is higher being and power. there are multiple higher beings and powers. And so this is a full-on breakthrough in your understanding of this. At the precipice and crux of you breaking through your telepathic ability to connect more collectively, this is going to break through and you realizing the reason you're awakening its power is to connect with God. So you're going to upgrade your ability to connect with God. And not only that, this is going to connect you with the higher expression of yourself as above. The level of communication here is going to be so clear. It's going to break you through a lot of myths that you felt about how to see this. And it's going to be a lot more objective and less religious in a way. You can add a way of life and culture to this, but this is going to really break you through in how effectively you are able to contact this. What does this look like? For many of you watching this, this is not new to you. It's just going to be so much more aligned. This is really just an advanced level of alignment. Okay. So, with that being said, okay. Relative to this level of alignment, after this transit, what this is going to feel like is if the higher facet of yourself or the specific higher being represents with your communication and alignment with it a broadband connector, right? By the time this transit is finished, imagine if you can contact a higher expression of yourself, that you are its eyes and ears down here, and it is your eyes and ears up there. And you are its direct experience down here. And as above, so below, you gain signs and synchronicities from up there to you. It's not outside of you, but from what you project to see. Okay. That being said, imagine if anything you wanted to know, anything you wanted to do, you can connect with this real time and get insight real time. The whole notion that I have to pray and then wait for my prayer to come true has always been a myth. That's why I'm saying some of you are already living this. You're just aligning so much more. Imagine if real time you can be like, hey, I want to get with my crush. And then your higher self is like, hey, you're bugging. This is who you're meant to get with. Or, hey, do A, B, C, and D, and you'll get where it's like you have a personal God. Imagine if you had a personal God or like a personal genie that you can connect with. And it's not like everything falls in your lap, but it's like whatever you need to do, the higher versions of you literally speaks through messages, signs. For some of you, the higher version of you is an actual being who you resonate with and can come directly through some people. For others of you, it's an entire collective. For some of you, it's a television program. Okay, so this is seriously, it could choose to show itself through that in that moment. So this is going to establish that. And like the Sunbeam Network said, this has always been. So your alignment with this is going to make this so hyper real. You can build your lifestyle around this new ascended ability to where real time you're co-creating your reality with higher beings who feed you messages and guidance, but with your free will, you create what you want to create. Like with Tess, her higher self speaks to her through her dreams, and then she lives it out here for real. And there's that communication. And so after you finished establishing that at will, this is where it's at will. Like any blockages, you broke through that with the Scorpio opposition and that pipeline. So this is where now with Capricorn, Now you're going to be, now you have this connection. So if you, like, remember, if you had the ability to connect with the higher facet of yourself, like your whole life, the phone was ringing, but you never picked up the phone. Now you're actually picking up the phone, and it's like, hello, are you complaining about your twin flame again? Or are you trying to do A, B, and C? How did you know? Do C, D, and E. You need to listen to me. You need to listen to me. And then you do C, D, and E, and it's like, oh shit. Like you have someone you can talk to, tap to, connect to, right? You. Or, you know, other higher beings. Some of you have authority, so you command other spirits or other beings. What if you actually were able to practically live your life around this to where it's on command? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're not just praying or waiting with prayer. It's like you're communicating. It's what prayer truly is in meditation, to really connect. And you actually have this as above, so below connection. What would you do with it? What if you knew you can be like, hey, higher self, I'm trying to win the lottery today. And your higher self is like, okay, I saw in this reality, it's not possible. But if you wait tomorrow and then you drive to Arizona and you get that ticket, you'll go there. Okay. Now listen, now here's so below. The lottery ticket isn't gonna fall in your lap. You have to actually take that leap of faith and go to Arizona, but it's not a leap of faith. You know it's your higher self. You see that sense of exhilaration? This is where you're going to realize you're a magician. You have all the answers. You go to Arizona, and on the way to Arizona, you're excited. Like, yo, my higher self told me that I'm going to get the winning ticket here. You go get the winning ticket. You know it's the winning ticket before. You see how your mindset is already on point? You already know it is. Boom, it's the winning ticket. What would you do? Hey, I think I want to get in a relationship. You live in Vegas, bro. You need to move to New York. Your soulmate lives in New York and she don't want to move out here. Word? Damn, that'll be a whole leap of faith. All right, I'm gonna just go out there. Boom. I go out there. As soon as I go out there, I instantly meet all the people who I'm meant to meet. Things move quickly, and then we just magically meet up. Let me tell you, clap your hands. This is it. And I use superficial examples. I use like extreme examples. This is already happening. The synchronicities that you're having. This is the synchronization. And it's just opening up a whole new rabbit hole of a whole new. So what would you do if you got it like that? That's what this Capricorn season is going to be. You made it. You made it. Like, you should be exhilarated because you're already experiencing evidence of this ascended state of your abilities. And so trust me. Listen, with great power comes great responsibility. And this is where the Capricorn element to Pisces is the completion arc. So this is where, after the ascended abilities, this is what's going to test with Saturn. What direction do you take your character now that you've ascended this ability? Do you align with integrity? That's the Pluto Capricorn lesson, the final boss battle. Do you step into the dark side and become evil with this ascended ability? Like, you may be surprised a lot. Like, that's what's going to spark off Pluto and Aquarius, the new awakened collective, where people have made their decision. Are they going to align these meta powers and abilities for good, for God, or for evil, the absence of God? Will you do what thou wilt with these abilities, or are you going to put God first? Those who put God first, those who put the higher self first, for the highest good of the will of all, the representation of God's will being done on earth, you will be able to do things in alignment with your reality. Those of you who put yourself first selfishly will get what you want, but it's going to, of course, put things off of balance. Okay, that's just my word. You don't have to take it. You can see for yourself. You might find that I was wrong and you were right about certain things. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really here to assist. But I'm so excited. Like, my heart is so excited. Do you feel this fire in the heart? This is Sag. After this, we're not going to have any prominent light. Like, it's just going to be Aries season. It's just going to be Aries season. And then we won't have any light. And so you're going to have to take these abilities to light the way forward. Then be like, I told you. What's up? What's up? So I'm just, if you're on this live and this message resonates with you, my heart is just burning up for you. I'm just so happy. Every single limitation, like, it's starting now, every single limitation that you have had. Venus Sagittarius starts yesterday and it ends December 9th. Every single limitation that you have had regarding career, romance, family, you're directly confronting, you're directly breaking through with your own ascended ability and connection with your higher being. And it's such an empowering feeling because you're confronting fears that you may have been gaslighted your whole life to feel like maybe there was something wrong with you because you believed it, only just to say, I told you so. Clap for yourself. No, for real, clap for yourself. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Because this precedent is pushing you forward into this new world, new level, new devils. This isn't even the beginning of the end. That's 2023. But this is a very important breakthrough before the next breakthrough. So the next breakthrough, next Sagittarius season, is going to be during the beginning of the end of the world. That's going to be the breakthrough in how you understand what direction you're beginning to move into the new world. After you start to see the apocalypse happening with Pluto and Aquarius, you're going to take these ascended abilities and break through. What direction are we going to create this new world with? How am I going to align with these Pluto Sagittarians? How am I going to balance with these Pluto Libras? Like, it's going to be totally different because it's going to be the beginning of the end of the world. So, like, the stability that you have right now is not going to be there. It's going to be chaotic and it's going to be dark. But this is why you're breaking through now, okay? When you're in the dark, dealing with people who are lost because they didn't align with themselves, you're going to be at peace, guiding other people because everyone's going to be afraid. Everyone's going to be in pandemonium because there's pestilence, there's war, there's death. And you're just going to be like, what's the word? You want me to do what? You want me to do what? Oh, some of you gonna be beefing with your higher self. See, this is the thing. Some of you, listen, I can talk about this all day. My heart is so heavy. Some of you, your higher self is like your best friend. So, like, your higher self wants you to be looking good. Others of you, your higher self, you beef with. Like, you're still one being, so you have to work together, but you beef with, like, your higher self be trolling you. Others of you, your higher self, don't even take you serious. Like, everyone has a unique relationship with God. Okay. So some of you, your higher self feels like you're too childish. And like, your higher self will put you through a lot of difficulty, especially if it's like Saturnian, but you have a different energy. And so your higher self will be like, you need to do this. And you'll be like, what? And it's like you trust it and you break through. Others of you, your higher, maybe you're too serious. Your higher self thinks you're too serious. And so your higher self would be like, you need to get drunk. You need to go out and just get wasted. And it's like, what? That's not even responsible. But you do, and it breaks through. This is where for some of you, you won't have this issue because you're so aligned with your higher self, like you get along. Like, versus others of you, you need to embrace the clash because you're going to kind of connect in certain ways. Okay. So I have to do what? That's going to be a huge theme. Like, for some of you, this is your way of building faith, and your higher self is going to know what you need. Your higher self is going to be able to call out your insecurities and the way you lie to yourself. And so I'm really just picking up the tendency to where I'm using the whole analogy of the literal phone call, because before, where this was more in the range of synchronicities, signs, vague nuances, it's clear. It's clear. It's clear as a television program overlapping and your higher self talking directly to you. Meanwhile, everyone else is looking at that same television program and they're interpreting it in their own unique way, but they don't pick up on what you picked up on. It's as real to you because it's real for you. Okay, like it's the way, and that's where technically it is a delusion, but it's not. It's subjective magic. Objectively, like if you were to say that person was talking to me, that would be delusional because it was just a program screen. But you're going to see it real to you. You have to trust it because it's going to coincide with a synchronicity. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I feel like for some of you, this isn't really real for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have a higher self. You know, you have superpower, but it's not real to you. You've seen evidence of this, though. You've had synchronicities, but it's not really real. It's becoming real now with Moon and Virgo. Okay. Now, here's another thing. With the square to Pisces, remember I said laughing gas. The nature of synchronicities that are about to hyper accelerate and be one after the other will drive you delusional. It's going to disassociate you because you've been seeing synchronicities. Then you've been like synchronicity. Then it was like synchronicity. And now it's and it's literally going to be too fast for your brain to process, and there's a disassociative effect that will make you go loop, 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 loop. This can literally create God complexes in certain people because they're gonna be like, I thought this and this happened. I thought this and this happened. But it's not like it seems. It's just an over synchronization. Once this comes back out of Pisces and into Gemini, it's gonna balance, and then you'll snap back to reality. So chances are, if you're a Scorpio sun or moon to Pisces sun or moon, you're already fucking crazy. So it's not going to make you go crazy. If anything, you're going to feel more normal than ever. So either you're not crazy and this transit is going to have you lose your mind so that you can gain your new mind. You're going to go crazy for a little bit, but it's like laughing gas. Like when you go, the important thing is your craziness, you're safe. Like when you take laughing gas, right? You're safe in that dentist office. Okay. And then you come out the laughing gas and the procedure is done. So, and it's not just either or, but I'm going to say you're either not crazy, you're going to go a little bit crazy and then come through, or you're already crazy as shit now, and then you're going to be sane and then break through. It's going to be very weird because for those of you who become sane, you won't even know that you were crazy until you're just like, oh. It's like you become so crazy, you become normal. Because the excess energy that was producing in you is now balancing. So you were never really crazy. But yeah. Okay. Now, the last and final stage of this. This message is going to apply for you, especially if you are aware and feel a vision and reality that's real. Like you're already living it. So a lot of you are in between worlds because we're coming out of Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. So, for example, some of you already know that you are super influential people in this world. You don't have the follower count for it. You don't live the lifestyle every day for it, but you know it. You see how it's building up to it. You feel it. You see the signs every day. You see the success. You are it now. You're in between two worlds. You are actually stepping into that world, but it feels so real. And so keep that in mind, because this Venus in Sagittarius is going to be the alignment that breaks you through into that new world. Then in Capricorn, you pick up the pieces and now build this new world. In Aquarius season, you connect with these new people. In Pisces season, you live the dream. And then in Aries season, you say, this is who I am. This is what I accomplished. And then in Taurus season, you get the goods. And then Gemini season, you talk shit. And then we do it all over again. That's how epic the next 6 months are going to be for you. You are on the precipice of breaking through into this new world. Because you've already been there. You're already there. But this is where it's going to look like it. And not only that, the last thing I want to say here in this Heart Ascension Showdown is many of you are finally receiving the final understanding and vision of how to see yourself. And now in tandem of understanding yourself in this connective way, you are ready to approach your relationships in the true nature of what you've always been. So that opposition to Mars is going to now be the final completion of the power balance in the way that since September, people have been changing the way they look at you. And so this is the breakthrough of that. If we're Virgo season, people started to change the way they look at you because of receipts. And then Libra season, the power balance shifted because now the perception of people changing the way they see you in your relationships shifts the balance with how you deal with them. In Scorpio season, transformed these intimate dynamics and power balance. And now in Sagittarius season, breaks this through completely to where now you are seeing the final effects of this. This is going to approach. It's kind of like basically if you were to win the lottery and now you have $500 million, like people who curved you before wouldn't curve you. That's basically it. Now, like now you're seeing like it's changed. That's a horrible example, but you know, just keep that in mind because the approach you're going to take towards certain partners and even the archetype of being in a relationship is going to totally switch and be a 180. And it's going to be very weird for you that certain people who you were obsessed with, certain people who you really were so pressed to be with, if you weren't with, you wouldn't lose sleep. It's going to feel unnatural. It's going to be a 180 switch. It's going to be like, well, you know, if that person wants to be with me, I'll see. Like you're gonna complete this connection with your higher self. So it's like, wow, like there's really nothing I can't manifest for myself. And it's going to this is Venus here. It's going to fundamentally resituate your approach. It's not going to have you take advantage of opportunities or not take advantage of opportunities, but trust me, like certain people who you probably felt you couldn't be without, you'll be okay without. In fact, it's going to be like they might be chasing you, like that subtle change of the energy. It's going to feel weird because you're going to be looking at situations that you had a burning desire for, have a burning desire for you, and you're going to feel indifferent towards. It's almost going to feel a little bittersweet. It's like, wow, like I used to be obsessed with you every day. And now you're obsessed with me. And it's like, do I even want to do this? Like, it's not like you don't like the person either. It's not like what you liked about the person still isn't there, but you've integrated so much more value in yourself. Remember, a lot of these things you desired, you went through self-esteem issues or value issues because whether you were rejected or blocked from it, it made you question if you were worth it. Now that you've broken through that you're worth everything you desire, it's almost as if your approach to certain things you wanted for so long, now that it's at your doorstep or now that you're in front of it, it's like, do I really want this though? It's totally different. Now it's more like, okay, it's like the way you're approaching it is different. It's like, will I be able to keep this? It's like, will they be able to handle me? Like, it's totally different. For some of you, maybe feeling this for the first time. And it's just going to be such an empowering feeling that kind of equalizes the plane. It's not that you're doing this to that you can feel better than people. It's so that it puts you more on an equal plane with everyone else. Especially because a lot of what you've gone through was just excess gaslighting, psychologically done manipulatively at a multi-layered level to keep you nerfed at a certain state, and you just decided to flip the bird and break through completely. So that controversial nature of this integration is going to piss certain people off, because the distraction fallen angels wanted to have between you and your higher self, you've circumvented. And this is the final treasure. You know how in a video game you have the final treasure before you go to the final boss? This is the final treasure after the second boss battle, to where now you're connected to your higher self, so much more aligned than ever. And that's what you're going to use to face Goliath. Let's say the final boss battle is Goliath. You're just going to be like, 2 stones? All right. 1 stone? All right. I'm about to fuck you up. Whoosh, bitch. Boom. Fearless. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. Listen, people, listen to me. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, no way. This person is not nobody confronts this person. And then they're going to see you slay this giant in your life. Certain people are going to see you slay generational curses that plagued your family like it was nothing. You're just going to toothpick your teeth. Oh, next. Boom, new era. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. And see, some of you are already there. So this is just going to be you integrating this more for those around you. Given that you've already ascended, I see this as a victory. This is the showdown of a lifetime. And the most important part is this awakening here. So as the transit begins, right now, it's 2 degrees. The moon is in Virgo. The new moon is going to be in about a week from now. So from now until the new moon is the synchronization process that will lead you in and establishing the new vision of this connect. Then from the new moon to the full moon in Gemini is going to be you building up and manifesting and activating this new connection. Then once we get to the full moon in Gemini at the end of this transit, you understand what this new connection means. The new moon in Sagittarius is like your new God. It's like, what God, or what is this new connection with my higher self that I'm creating? Then you'll understand what it is. Full moon at the end of the transit, boom, we move forward. So it's going to be a very exciting, controversial, but very exciting season. You're going to piss off a lot of people. You're going to piss off a lot of people who never really had any good intentions for you. Let me take that back. Anyone who had good intentions for you is actually going to be positive. But if they didn't, fuck them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this transit. The approach you're going to take romantically with people is going to be more heartfelt. And so you're going to break through a lot of blockages that you've had just by changing 2 attitude or approaches in your life. And it's just going to completely boom. And everything's going to move really quickly. Okay. So we are going to do the live readings. We have Joyce. Okay. Joyce, I'm going to pull oracle cards for you. Dat Mothi Bednaz. Do you want oracle cards? Please let me know. Otherwise, if you want astrology, please send me your chart or your sun, moon, or rising. Russell, I got your chart. Liz Caspers, I got your $40. So if you want that for oracle cards, please let me know. Monica, I got you. Okay. And I do know your chart by heart. Monica, I'd love to talk to you soon too, because this is the period I feel from that email we received with the supernova activation. So I think it's happening. Okay. So how much for chart readings? Minimum $40. If you look at the description box below, you will see that. Here, you can email it. Please email it to me. Really good question. Email, just put everything together. And so, yeah, with that being said, for those of you who would like a live reading of what Venus and Sagittarius will ascend for your chart and how you'll connect with your higher being, let me know. Join the queue. Other than that, I'm going to pull romance cards for the signs. Is occult a contract? No, occult just means hidden. So you have open contracts and then you have hidden contracts, occult contracts. So first we got Aries. The romance message that we have from Aries to you. This is 13 love messages. Okay. 13 definitions. Your sun, moon, rising, and progressed will be the more focused message. But the first message we have for you is new love. Such an Aries theme. Newness. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Can we request this reading at a later date? So I only do live readings live. So if you see a reading, if you want to do this reading after I'm live, you will have to purchase a consultation. So if you want a transit forecast or a transit forecast report, then you can use my Black Friday all caps 50% discount code, or just email me if you want the discount code. Other than that, live readings are only live. Okay, because some people, Steve, much appreciated. I got you. Some people send after, and just want to keep that in mind. So, new love, if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, this is a new phase of your love with them. Okay, this is like a new chapter. And we do have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay, especially you Aries. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Okay. So it's gonna be really fun if you do that too. Taurus says true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Claim it. Lady G, I got you. Stop. Don't fight it. Taurus is saying feel it. Right now, just stop. And in your heart, know that true love is meant for you. This is the romance of a lifetime. How would you feel? Some of you are already with this true love. How would you feel? You would feel really happy, right? So just accept that. Even if you don't see it here yet, accept that. Okay. And we have this with romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Don't be afraid about getting it wrong. Taurus says that if you want to explore this concept with someone real or with someone in the 7D, have fun with that. Some of you need to know that because some of you feel like you're delusional. Doesn't matter. You want to, these are real feelings. So embrace them. Okay. So Gemini says, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And also be careful about people who criticize what you do, but they have no experience at what you do and they're not good at what you're doing. Like you're letting certain people criticize your craft. You're letting certain people criticize your tarot reading or your ability to read law for you paralegals. Meanwhile, they've never been to law school. They've never read a single tarot card. So like some people are criticizing your music ability, but like they cannot write a song to save their life. So like you don't have to take that personal. You really don't have to take that personal. You can pity them because they're projecting on you, but just keep that in mind. Gemini especially is saying, let idiots be idiots, but don't argue with a fool because you'll become a fool yourself. We do have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Certain people just try and say things to throw digs at you, but those digs aren't working because you're so aligned with who you are. It's just backfiring and making them more frustrated. All right. So Cancer, we do have honeymoon. Enjoy this bliss of holiday time together. And we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So next we have Leo. Mary Jane, thank you very much. I got you. So next we have Leo. We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Be careful that it's not you. So it's not mirroring with other people you're dealing with, but this could be who you're dealing with the Neptune 8th. So we do have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, This is Neptune opposite the Virgo energy. Forgiving and learning as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Especially if people with the Virgo energy are attracting addicts, that's because Neptune is in your seventh. If you're attracting alcoholics, that's because Neptune is in your seventh. So we do have a Libra. Make the effort. Cardinal sign, Libra. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Guided. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Libra is saying, just because it's a pretty red flag doesn't mean you can ignore the red flag. I know it's a pretty. I know the flag is super pretty, and some of those red flags are sexy, but it's still a red flag, says Libra. Okay, because some of you be like, oh, it's a red flag, but damn, that's a real. I like that shade of red though. Damn, that's really pretty. Okay, no, it's still a red flag. All right, so for Scorpio, we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And we do have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. This, of course, once again, is what we got for Aries. And I love how Aries and Scorpio are stubborn as hell. Scorpio will use friends, but like you can ask for support. My bad. Let me not even say that. Aries and Scorpio are saying to ask your friends. Sagittarius says healing family issues. This is the third sign to get this. So Leo and Sag, and was it Cancer? Your love life benefits as you forgive. And Gemini, Leo, and Sag, y'all families must have gaslighted the shit out you. Leo, Gemini, and Sag, your families must have gaslighted the shit out you, gave you no advice about love, probably fucked you over. Is the reason why you single. And that makes a lot of sense. So just forgive your family. They did what they could. They were learning too. It's crazy. Now that I think about it, it's like, holy shit. Like, damn, like my parents were kind of trash. Like, my mom told me, the only advice my mom told me was don't ever be alone in the room with a woman. And you shouldn't even have sex with a woman until you're married. Good advice. It's just as a kid, like that didn't teach me how to date women. That didn't teach me how to talk to women. The only advice my dad gave me was don't have sex without a condom. That is it. Like I never that's it. And just, given everything. So this isn't just limited to these signs, but these family issues as you forgive the shortcomings or the mistakes that our parents make. And it's not just your parents too. It's just really the vibe and the society around that, the better. That shit is hilarious though. We do have pay attention to the red flag. Sagittarius is saying this too. Sag is like, we don't care if the flags are pretty. Libra is like, so for Libra, it's like, oh my God, but it's just such a pretty flag. Look, it matches my aesthetic though. But I'm wearing red. Please. For Sagittarius, it's like, oh my God, but this is so fun. Whee! It's like, I know it's a red flag, but it's so fun. And it's like, no. Pay attention. The signs are caution. Don't. Especially because y'all the type of people that once the red flags come, but how? Stop. Capricorn. No, they were right. The advice was right. I'm not gonna lie. Like the advice my parents gave me was right. Everything my mom said in retrospect was right. Everything my dad said in retrospect was right. It's just I never really socially, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just the extension of that. And I don't necessarily blame them for that, but I see where I can forgive them. And I can see how not doing that can get in the way of my love life. But the underlying theme we have is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Capricorn coming through with the straight advice, the reality check. Exactly. This is so important. So we do have forgiving and learning as you release and heal the past. You experience more love in your present moments. I feel like Aquarius for a lot of you, it's just like, I told you so. It's okay. I told you so. I know. I told you so. Yeah, I know. I told you so. And you're just forgiving. And then we do have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I told you so. I know. 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 I know that. We have wedding. This situation involves marriage. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay, Pisces is saying, you know what's up. Just have trust. Let yourself be guided. And then we have the collective reading. Whew. Okay. So we do have wedding. This situation involves marriage and trust. So we're going to do this again. Pisces really does say believe. Mm-hmm. And if you're already married, this is just have trust in your marriage. So we do have, of course, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. All right. So first we have Liz Caspers. Liz Caspers, could you please specify if you would like cards or if you would like astrology? First, we're going to start with Joyce. But Liz, please let me know if you want astrology or oracle cards. I got you, Liz. Awesome. So basically, Joyce, I feel like we're going to pull some epic for you. Epic. Joyce, we have romantic feelings. Of course, your feelings are real and worth exploring. So we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is definitely the Aries moon. It's frowned upon, but you can. We do have, of course, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And then we do have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I love how this all leads into the other. And the bonus card is let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. And the second bonus card is reconciliation. Someone from your past returning your life. And the third bonus card is getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other. Your bond deepens. For someone from your past, it could be someone from your past life too, or it could be for someone from your past. So yes, next we have Elizabeth Caspers. Joyce, I hope you enjoyed those cards. So underlying theme we have for you, Elizabeth, is wedding. This situation involves marriage. We do also have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. We have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, which means your career and finances are getting better. So it's going to change things. And keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay. So next we got no way. Lady G, new or ex? New or an ex? Lady G. See you in New York. I got you. Lady G, we do have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And we have this with unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So there's a clear your ex card. There's someone from your past is returning. Yeah, new. There's new love, but I feel like with the unrequited love, this is with your ex. So it's someone new. It's definitely someone new. I think you probably just don't feel the same way for your ex anymore, and it's not going to move forward. So next we have Steve Yantis. So Steve, we do have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. Now, I love this card. I love this card. I love this card. I love this card. So we do have this with, of course, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Thank you. Sweet. And then we also have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And bonus card is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And second bonus card is stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Alrighty. I think that's everyone who wanted cards. Next, I'm going to do Mary Jane 1340. Leo rising, Scorpio sun and moon. We see you're a total queen. I love this. Okay. As the main character, Saturn in Aquarius has been strengthening the values and standards of your partnerships. It's preparing you for marriage, business partnerships. If you're married, it could schedule divorce or strengthen your partnership. But because you have sponsored the South Nodal eclipse as a Leo rising, this is preparing you to marry the game. You're breaking through. Yep, I still got Discord. You're breaking through your ability to create and manifest this personal career success that as a Scorpio sun and moon, you're married to, you're in a partnership with. This can manifest itself in the form of partners who you manifest success with. Now, because Sagittarius, in being your fifth house, stimulates this creativity of expression, this is going to be exhilaratingly empowering. Because second house to your Scorpio sun and moon, you're manifesting the ascended magical value, money, that in the fifth house as a Leo rising has you manifest money based around what you love doing. And it's going to integrate how you take your creativity and break through in your career that you establish this, okay, moving forward. So this alignment with your higher self is going to be a lot more creative and tuned into your inner child. And this is going to give you opportunities to date or see people. Fifth house is really great for romance and to see if any partnerships could be serious, but it's really going to be more powerful towards breaking you through independence and career success and the establishment of just badassery. Okay. We have Dat Mouthy Bays Nice. Okay. Thank you for sending your chart. We know that you have your sun in Capricorn, goat. We know you're a divine goat with the moon in Pisces. All right. Appreciate you, Jacob. And we know that your rising is, we don't know what your rising is. So we know that your Mercury and Venus is in Sag, 29 degrees Mercury in Sag. You are a mastermind. So this is going to be quite the return. If you can please comment your rising sign, we can still go based off of your sun for now. With your sun sign being in Capricorn, this is going to help you understand at a very divine level the oh, you a high queen. You a high queen. See, this is on a whole high level. So you're having a divine understanding of how you're elevating this ascension of perspective. So as a Capricorn sun, though, this is very tricky because it's transcending your beliefs. The grounded nature of your Capricorn doesn't allow you to really see things with the higher visual quality of Sag. But once you see evidence throughout this Sagittarius nature of things intangibly you believed in, it's going to now change the way you believe in it and thus believe in yourself. So the 12th house Sagittarius for all Capricorn suns is relative to you starting in Capricorn season, integrating new ideas in Gemini season, and then forming practical philosophy in Virgo. You transcend the ascended beliefs at the end of the year, every year, before you see a higher vision of yourself that you move forward with in Capricorn. Now, as an Aqua rising, you're going to know what's happening every step of the way. And the reason why it's important is things 12th house to the sun, you're unaware of. It's subconscious to you. But you're the high queen. You got knowledge of self. So this is going to help you understand the hidden enemies in your circle. This is also going to help you break through supernatural transcendence of abilities that literally make obsolete the way you used to do certain things before versus now. Remember, you're 29-degree Mercury and Sag mastermind. That I appreciate that because I'm a 29-degree Taurus Mercury mastermind. I'm one of the best communicators I know. So you have the ability to look at a situation and instantly grasp the meaning of it. That's 29-degree Sag. It is a superpower. Minus your sun. Behind your sun. And we know you're Pluto Scorpio. So with Saturn and Aquarius, you're a whole gangster. You are the embodiment of the knowledgeable karma here in Aquarius. And you completing your Saturn return is having you push forward here. So that's going to stabilize a lot of where this greater breakthrough belongs. But this is going to be really awesome and pioneering how you communicate new aspects to yourself with a lot of amazing people who are going to resonate with this new version of yourself. And once again, your badassery. So next, I'm going DJB, please let me know if that's accurate for you, because this is really powerful. That's going to lead into your 12th house transit in Cap, and then once we break through in Aquarius, a lot of that will clear a lot more. So Russell, okay, was wondering what you feel is in my highest and best interest to hone on, produce at this time. I know I'm creating something. I know I have a unique, powerful present perspective to share and teach, but I have collected and written a lot, and it's all over the place. Hang it up and allow it all to unfold naturally through everyday life experience. Or is there something really there to produce and present? My brain is literally frozen. Don't hang it up. Keep producing, and time will give it out the context, because a lot of what you're creating is either too ahead of its time or still so brilliant. You still need the time to settle in. So what I really see with you is you'll look back on what you created and be like, wow, I can't believe I knew to put it out at that time. A lot of what you're going to put out is going to be so well aged and timed. Now, relative to your chart, thank you. We know that you're Sagittarius rising, you're creator, and you're the GOAT, okay? You are the natural director, the natural GOAT. And so you have superpowers, my friend. You really do have a lot to teach and share, especially with Saturn 29 degrees. You have mastered level karma that at March of 2023 you're going to complete. So a large reason why it might look like you don't know what direction to take things is because you're on the verge of completing your karma. And not only are you on the verge of completing your karma, but this also puts you in a position to get ready to establish through Saturn and Pisces 2023 and 2025 how everything's going to come together for you to know what direction to take a Saturn Aries. So you, like Kanye West, are completing your Saturn opposition. And that means you're on the verge of breakthrough. It means that after the knowledge is downloaded, you will know what to do. And so you've done all the work. Mercury and Venus going through your rising is going to answer your question by helping you post eclipse unlock the spiritual beliefs to build a lifestyle around and embody the beautification and expression of who you are to express this vision. So all through this transit, you'll know how to see yourself in order to, during Capricorn season, manifest the incredible value. Second house Capricorn means you have second house Capricorn superpowers. And so you are a super manifester at a collective level with Venus that really goes a long way. But Uranus was unlocked for you with the eclipse. So the intangible nature and presence and I was right. A lot of what you're doing is ahead of its time. It's so Uranian. Now Uranus has completed this pipeline to where it strikes now. It's like with Saturn squaring it, you have so much more knowledge about things that might have been hard to put into words, and you're the GOAT. So like you're able to manifest this so powerfully. And congratulations, because having the Sag rising here is going to make this very creative. It's going to be like you have a newfound courage to express elements of yourself that you might have inhibited yourself with because of how strange this Uranian element is. But now you have context in your reality to not only make sense of this, but to break you through like never before. All right, Monica, we know you got the Libra rising and sun. And so this Venus transit is going to be very imperative in fully creatively ascending the way that you express knowledge that you've had for ages. This is going to be so much cooler for you than most other people because one, you are powerful Libra. So the Aries moon Libra gives you such a straightforward approach to just encapsulate communicating what people need to hear, and you can literally personalize the message to them. But because you have Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn and Uranus in Sagittarius, King Sigma, it is not too late. This is what's going to have you have a field day. You should be putting it into words. So you're going to have more to cook on coming into the next few years, but you won't have to put it into words because the words are going to come through for you. You're literally just going to come into this vision, and then you'll know how exactly what direction to take. Capricorn season, great question. So Monica, like Jupiter in Gemini that's being aspected by Mars is expanding every action you take to hyper accelerate the development of everything you'll be showing and speaking with Uranus and Sag. So this is what's going to add so much more chaos control and spice to innovate the systematic approach to how much money you make, but also how much you break through. I have to kind of be clear here. Every single one of your abilities and skills are going to be skyrocketed to the next level. And there's going to be a life. Oh my God, it's a supernova activation. I was about to say, that's crazy. Because like the square to Jupiter in your sixth, this literally is saying that the Sagittarius energy is going to induce an ascension of your abilities that's going to change your lifestyle forever, which sounds exactly like the supernova activation. So we need to talk. We definitely need to talk because I guess this happening now is why we need to stay in balance, I guess, to kind of mark the movement, especially for you. Because once again, for real, you really did, like so long ago. And I feel like that foresight is with Saturn and Aquarius going to complete everything. Because Saturn and Aquarius is like the grand air trine that will stabilize intellectually all the wildfire so it just doesn't go all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be an adventure in the way you communicate new ideas with the new moon and come into the higher meaning of how you're getting ready to just miraculously change everything. Because the South Node in Pisces, the North Node in Pisces, I feel applies this change for the entire collective. Where South Node Virgo in the 12th house means that you hit the domino that affected the collective, but no one knows that what happened collectively is because you did that first domino strike. And that's how you can be misunderstood in the 12th house, but like it's going to break this through completely. And so finally, Nancy, this is going to be really fun knowing that you do have your rising in Pisces, because this is going to really break you through how you apply, because you're the master. You are the master. Like, especially as a Virgo sun, we know that you're the golden master. So there's so much creativity and legendary quality to how much you express the mastery of your abilities and skills with this consistency and approach. Much agreed. Much agreed. I'm gonna text you like right after, with this consistency and approach towards everything that you've done. And so we have to really appreciate the South Nodal unlocking of your career. A lot of 2020 and 2021 kind of in a sense led you to where you are, and now Jupiter has gone through your rising. So this is the new version of you. You know your worth. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. Like, you're ready to walk away from a lot because you know that you can literally create your own opportunity. And this is going to be crystallized. Your I told you so is Venus and Mercury polishing your career path and showing to the world the nature of your expertise. Because as you are mastering it from June to September, especially as a Virgo, y'all are so perfectionist. You have higher sensibilities and sensitivities and nuances into how good at what you're doing. There's certain things that you think are normal that the average person, myself included, will see as like a masterpiece. So this is going to be you just chalking out that consistency. And as this is seen in the higher light in Sagittarius, it's going to put you out more there and crystallize how you're seen to beautify opportunities and really put into play how talented you are. The square to Pisces on your rising is going to be certain people attributing delusions towards this, but Mars and Gemini will be you acting in tandem in alignment with the truth. So for example, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, like your cooking is so good, or you know what I'm saying, like you're so good, it's like you're a goddess, you can heal me of like all my illnesses. And so the Neptunian deception is you can deceive people and be like, yes, I can. But the Mars and Gemini is, I am a goddess, but all that extra shit you're talking about, no. It's like you're feeling the Pisces delusion, but you're still moving forward with the truth. And that's beautiful. Okay. A lot of this alignment with your higher self literally is going to break through, and how significantly you can come into greater breakthrough in what happens in your career and the vision of your career. So, I mean, that's super awesome, especially as a Leo moon, because you're going to feel the excitement trying your moon all season, and trying Chiron, you're going to heal pushing forward a lot more. Okay. I don't know why I'm also picking up, if you made like a cookbook, that would sell really well. And I think it's really just a creative way in which you do it, where it would be kind of like in a different way. And then just kind of, should I work at a restaurant? So by the time Venus is in the middle, like after the new moon in Sagittarius next week, coming into the full moon, it's going to show you mutable quality. You'll have opportunities, you'll have options. So you can work at a restaurant, but I feel like by then you'll be like, do I want to work at a restaurant, or do I want to do this, or do I want to work at that restaurant? So you're going to have so much more options by the time we step, and then you'll know what direction to take. Capricorn season. All right. So finally we have David, King Sigma. Okay. Venus, Pisces, Cancer rising, Aqua moon, Aries sun. So as a Cancer rising, this is really awesome because the Sagittarius, what I really love about Cancer sun and Cancer rising is that personally, the Sagittarius sixth house is so amazing because y'all get to live the most amazing fun lifestyles. Like, I know a moon in Sag Cancer sun woman, Crystal popping, right? Like, her lifestyle pretty much consists of being fly as hell and performing her favorite music. Like, it's badass. Like, it's fucking amazing. And you promote this behavior and lifestyle of ascension, fun, joy, optimism. And so maintaining this sincerity and holiness, or you know, realness, is with Pluto in your seventh, breaking you through how much more powerfully you deal with the intensity and burden of having to hold space with people who don't have integrity. Since you are sincere as a Cancer rising, then if people don't have integrity, it doesn't support a relationship. You can deal with them, and there's extreme intensity against that. And so this lifestyle that you're creating around that is breaking you through with Neptune in your ninth and Jupiter in your ninth. As a Cancer rising, not only helping you see the unseen, but with your Aqua moon, knowing what you're seeing. Aries sun Cancer risings are really powerful because your 10th house is exalted with the sun there. And so you're the public figure that people need to see to light the way forward. And so this is going to, with Sagittarius season, polish the way you create the lifestyle around how you want to be seen as a public figure and push that forward. It's going to be really dope because elements that you've integrated in your lifestyle will change your philosophy on life, because you're going to make possible certain things that you believed were impossible. And I mean, this is tied to career. So it's like career breakthroughs that help you know, oh, I am more than I ever thought I was. The coolest thing about this, though, is you're an aqua moon. So like, you're going to already be well in the know of what's happening. You're going to know how to deal with who you're dealing with. And this is going to, if you didn't have an aqua moon, this could be very challenging because you would have to kind of like take risks and make mistakes. It's like, do I deal with this person? Do I deal with that person? You got the aqua moon. So it'd be like, this person's bougie. I'm going to deal with that person. Oh, I'm going to deal with that person. And that makes it super fucking cool, like in a really dope way. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this transit talk. I think this is another W stream. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time.